Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Lucky's Misadventures. Lucky's Misadventures is a game published by Great Northern Games, designed by Jay Meyer. Plays, what is the play count on this? 2 to 4 players in 45 to 60 minutes. Probably accurate. And effectively what you're doing in this is you are a little girl. Her and her dog Lucky got stuck in a place called Oddtopia, and you're trying to get out. And the way you're doing that is by playing a deck building game. This is a mixture of like Alice in Wonderland meets Wizard of Oz with some steampunk sprinkled across the top. And the way you're trying to do this is you are trying to just acquire cards. There's going to be parts, there's going to be mavens, there's going to be fates. And the fates are going to determine what cards you can play and all that. And you're trying to acquire parts to build different types of machines, maybe recruit different people to help you get out of Oddtopia. If you can't get out and you're stuck there, you're just going to try to live with the most points. I don't know. It's a weird theme. You'll see it when we go down to the table, but I wanted to give you a little overview. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go on the table. Check it out. Alright, so here's a game of Lucky's Misadventures, all set up for 2 players. To set up, you're going to give each player one of these boards. I've just put both of them out here. They're 2-sided. So one's the machines that you can make, and one is like the turn order and win conditions. Each player is also going to get a deck of similar cards. You're going to get a Lucky card. Let's see here. Find Lucky. You're going to get a Lucky card. This is the base Lucky version. There's also some... I have some variant art Luckies right here. There's 6 variants, so you can just have different looking Luckies. They do exactly the same thing, so just whatever picture you like. You're going to get 3 lions, which are going to give you wicked presents. You're going to get 3 tin men. You're going to get a scarecrow that will have 3 different banners at the bottom. Red, yellow, and blue. And you're going to get a starting card. In this case, you're going to get a hireling. I have a winged monkey, and that player took, I believe, a clockmaker. I forget what I gave them. But so everybody's deck's going to be different by 1 card. Then you're going to shuffle those cards, and you're going to draw 5. Then you're going to finish setting out the rest of the display. You're going to shuffle the junk pile, flip 4, put them in ascending order, so lowest to highest. Put the hirelings here, face down, flip the top one. The Maven cards, you'll flip 5 of them. You'll shuffle the deck, flip 5. You'll put all the machines that you can build off to the side. You don't need to shuffle those because you're just going to, when you build them, you're going to take them. And then you're going to have the Fate cards. You're going to remove 3, shuffle the deck, and put that up here so you're ready to go. And then you're ready to play. All right. So this is a deck builder. What that means is we're going to be using the cards in our hand to acquire other cards. Now, this is a little bit different than a normal deck builder because we're not just trying to score points. We're also maybe trying to meet one of these 3 win conditions to automatically win the game. So that would be, and this will make more sense when we get it, have a time machine and a reactor pump, have the 3 sisters, Vanity, Despair, and Greed, or convince Pumpkin Ted to manipulate the power of the great mechanical toad to open a portal to your world. So you need a clockmaker, Pumpkin Ted, and a fate clock. Now, all that'll make more sense. Or, once we go through this fate deck twice, whoever has the most points, which are these books, would be the winner. That's how the game ends a lot of the time, but these are possible to make happen. All right, so let's just play through a couple rounds. You're going to draw 5 cards. Then, what you're going to do is you are going to select 3 of them. So I'm going to play as this character. So I have winged monkey, 2 lions, and 2 tin men. Okay? So I have no money to buy anything. But I have Tinker and I have Wicked. And that'll make sense in a second. So I think I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to play these cards. These will just hold off to the side. These will go face down. This player will do the same thing. And I'm just going to take the top 3 cards from them just to make it, you know, a little quicker and easier. All right. Then once everybody's selected their cards, well, before we select cards, we'd flip fates. Sorry, I forgot that. We'll flip fates to see what kind of arcanas we have. Ooh, that's rough. All right, so we have Magic Wand Arcana only. There's also an arrow up at the top, right there, that's going to move the Feed the Toad, which is the first player. So each round, the first player is going to be random. So we'd move it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So now this player is first player. All right, so now we would select the cards, because you don't want to select cards until you know what you're working with up here. And then when everybody's selected, we'll flip. So this is me. So I have 2 Tin Men and a lion, winged monkey. And this player has Lucky, Clockmaker, and a blue scarecrow. All right, so this player's first. The first thing that happens is a buy phase. You can go down this thing here. So we feed the toad, we play and reveal an action. We do card text. If we have any text on cards, we would activate that. Then we'll buy. So this player would use their money. They have 1, 2 coins. If there was a blue fate up here, that's what's going on down here. You can see that they would have an extra, but they don't, so they only have 2 coins to buy. So they can buy the winged monkey, any of these junk parts that would cost 2, or anything in this top row that I didn't organize that costs 2. And you can buy up to 2 things if you have money for it. So I think what this player is going to do is they're going to take the Clockwork Angel. It costs 2, so they take it and they put it in their discard pile. So that's buy. Then it would come to me. I don't have any buy. Then you can build a machine. They don't. All players would do this on their turn. They could build a machine, or they could escape Oddtopia. To build a machine, you need these pieces of junk in your play area. You trash them from the game, and you find the appropriate machine in here and score a pile of points. Now, once everybody's done that, then we're going to move on to the challenge phase, which is number 4 here. We're going to start with Tinkerer, and what that means is we're going to compare any cards with this value up here at the top to the other players. So if you look here, this player has 2. I have 2. Now, a couple things happen here. When there's a tie, let me refill this row first. When there's a tie, each player can take the junk that costs the least amount of money, so here, in turn order. So this player would get the reactor pump. It goes in the discard pile. A new card comes out. And then I get a clockwork gizmo. Goes in my discard pile, and that's it. All right, then we refill. Ooh, too bad that didn't come out before. I would have gotten a analog encryptor, which would have been awesome. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to move to Wicked. Wicked is the hat, and we're going to compare values of Wicked. This player doesn't have any. I have 2. Now, a couple things happen. If you defeat somebody by 1, or players by 1, you can take any card in for Wicked in this row, value 5 or less. If you win by 2 or more, which I did, you can take any card. And I am going to take Pumpkin Ted because he's part of a win condition. So there we go. And he'll give me a coin. So if nothing else, he'll give me a coin. Refill the card. And 1 sister is out. Despair is out. All right. Then that is the end of the turn. So we discard all of these cards. You can also discard any cards that you have left over in your hand if I wanted to. I don't want to. And then you're going to draw back up to your hand limit. So I'll draw 5, back up to 5. This player will discard these. They'll draw back up to 5. Okay. Then we discard the fates. And we flip 3 new fates. All right, so we have the sword and we have the fool. The fool says, before playing cards, you may draw 1 card extra. You may draw 1 card. If you do, it must be trash. So this is going to let you have 6 cards to pick from instead from 5, but it's going to make you discard or trash that card. And it has an arrow, so this will pass 1 over to me. All right, then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick 3 cards and we're going to play. Or if you want to do the fool, you can do that. But I don't want to do that right now. But I will play. I'm just going to play these face up because it's just me playing. I'm going to play these 3 cards. That'll give me 2 coins because there's a blue Arcana up there. It doesn't matter if there's multiples. It only fires off once. Then I'll just keep these other 2 cards down here. This player will just play. I'll actually look at their hand. Let's see. They'll do this. All right, and then they'll pick those. Then we'll reveal. So they have 2 Tin Men and a lion. The theme of this is kind of like Wizard of Oz meets Alice in Wonderland or something like that. And steampunk. Alright, so starts with me because I'm first player. I can do all of the action stuff. I can buy, do text abilities, all that kind of thing. So I only have 2 coins. I can buy 2 coins worth of stuff. I'm going to buy a sister. That's 1/3 of the way toward another win condition. Those 2 coins, that's all I can buy. They don't have any coins, so they can't buy. I can't build a machine, none of that stuff. So now we're going to go into the challenge. We're going to do Tinkerer. They have 2. I have nothing. So same with this. If you win by 2, you can take anything. So they're going to take the flux capacitor, which I should probably fight a little bit harder for that. So they'll take the flux capacitor because that's how you make the time machine. You need 2 of those. And that's a win condition. All right, and it's worth 5 points by itself, which is pretty nice. Then we'll go on to Wicked. I have the most Wicked, but I'm only winning by 1. So I can take any card that's 5 or less, which is all of these. And I think I'm going to take the Caterpillar. Go to my discard pile. New card. Got a lot of low value cards, which is nice. Last time I played, there was a bunch of high value cards, which kind of stunk. All right, and that is it. All these cards go in your discard pile. You can discard anything else that you want to, if you want to. I'll keep both of those. And I draw up to 5. This will be discarded here in a short minute. Sort this out a little bit. They'll draw back up to 5. Discard. I'm going to put their discards over here because I can't reach them. All right, 5, 5. Fates are gone. New fates. All right, we got a lot of stuff up here. We got a yellow. We got a wand fate. We have a fortune, which add the fate value to the other 2 cards, 2 to 5. No Tinkerer phase. 6, no Wicked phase. 7 to 9 must play 4 cards. 10 to 12, machines do not function. And then Judgment, after all cards are played, 1 random in-play card is removed from the game. Not machine or parts, junk, those get discarded. So those are rough. So the first thing we're going to do is add these together. We have a 5. So there's no Tinkerer phase this time. And then one of the cards you're going to be playing is randomly going to get removed from the game. So Tinkerer doesn't matter right now. So let's do this. I'll play these 3. I'm going to play 2 Scarecrows, 1 with a yellow, 1 with a red, and a lion. I have Lucky, but I don't want to randomly lose Lucky because Lucky's worth 10 points. And that's not good. So I'll actually look at their cards because I don't want them to get host. They'll play that. They'll play both of these. All right. And then they are ready. Okay. So then we flip our cards. Again, these will be face down. I'm just showing you. So we have 2 lions over here and a yellow Scarecrow. All right. So I forgot to pass this. So that'll pass 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So the other player's first player. And they get to do their buying first. They have 2 coins. I think what they want to buy is they're going to buy the Worcestershire cat because this gives you 2 coins, which is pretty nice. All right. Then they could build machines, use card texts, any of that stuff. They don't have any of that, so then it would come to me. I have 1, 2, 3 coins, so I can buy something with the value up to 3. I think I'm going to buy the Collector because she gives me 2 Wicked and a nice power. Then a new card comes out. We have Alice. All right, and I can't build anything, do any of that stuff. Then we're going to move on to no Tinker because of this one, but we will do Wicked. They have 2 Wicked, I have 1, so they can take any card value 5 or less, and they're going to take Alice for free. All right, and then that is that. So these cards get discarded. These cards come back up, discard. Now, we ran out of cards, so we got to shuffle just like normal deck building stuff, meaning you get some of the new cards that you purchased, hopefully, into your hand. Let's get through a couple more rounds. So there's 5 there. And they get a shuffle. 5 there. Okay. Fates go away. Chalice. Chalice. Death. Oh, one of the cards that we used was supposed to get removed from the game. I forgot to do that. Dang it. So one of the 3 cards that each of us would play would have been removed from the game because of Judgment. I forgot. But just know that one of those 3 cards you'd randomly shuffle, take one from the game. That's my fault. But now we have Death. This card has no effect in the first 2 rounds of the game. We're past that. You must trash your hand in the discard phase. So all the cards that we play this time will get trashed, which is rough. And the Toad will move 1. So now I'll become first player. Ooh, this is rough here. So I want to lose as little as possible, so we'll do this. I have Lucky again. I don't want to lose Lucky. So I have a Lion, a Red Scarecrow, and a Tinkerer. And then they are going to pick... They're going to do the same thing. So they'll do a Lion, a Red Scarecrow, and a Tinker. Okay. Now, we do the thing. So I'm the first player. I get to do all the stuff. So I have 2 coins because there's a red Arcana, and I get a coin for free just for playing a Scarecrow, and I will take this one, Chronobot. They have 2 coins as well, and they will buy... Ooh, that's a 5. They're actually going to go down here and buy a Hireling just because they don't have anything else they can buy. Flip this one, and they'll hire this one because they had 2 coins. Okay. And then that's their turn. Now we'll go to Tinkerer. We both have 1 Tinker, so we get the lowest value. So I get this one because I'm first. Bring out a new one. Ooh, they get a fake analog encryptor. That's nice. Ooh, the other flux capacitor. That's what they need to make the time machine. All right, then we'll do Wicked. We're tied on Wicked again, so we can each take the lowest value card, any of the lowest value cards, and I want to take Winky Waddler. Bring out a new one. Ooh, that's another sister. I have a sister. All right, but they get to take the lowest value, and they'll take Stormbringer. Right there. All right. And that is that round. So we have to discard our hands out of the game. I'm going to remember this time. That's what Death does. All right. So we got starting cards, which is, you know, not the end of the world. One more round. Goblets and a Wand. So Wand will pass the first player that way. We draw back up to 5, and we do it again. Nothing gets removed from the game, just normal stuff. All right, let's look at my cards. So I'll play this. I'll play Despair. And I'll play Lucky. Okay. And then they will just play these 3. All right, so they'll reveal. They have the Worcestershire Cat, which will let them trash a card in their hand when they do that, which is fine. But you still get to use the abilities and all that. So they're first. So they're going to... They don't want to use the ability, actually. So they have 2 to buy. They'll go ahead and buy this and that because they only have 2. And then it comes to me to buy. I have 1, 2, 3 buy. So I'll buy this one. Ooh, Steve Punk. All right. Then we'll move on to Tinker. They have 3. They crush me, so they're going to take this flux capacitor, which now has them everything they need to build the time machine once they get them in their hand. We'll bring this one out. And now I am winning in Wicked by 1. And I also have this ability to return one of your other in-play cards to the top of your deck. So I'll put Lucky on the top of my deck. And I will take any of these that are 5 or less. So let's take the Junk Man. All right, and those get discarded. These get discarded. And that is the end of the round. So I'm going to stop playing there, but I want to show you some stuff here first. So I didn't make a machine, and I want to show you that because that's an important part of this game. So the way the machines work, let's get this player because I know they have a couple machines. So let's get their cards. I want to show you what happens here. Say on their turn they played, I don't know, this. So on their turn, these were the 3 cards that they flipped over. The 2 flux capacitors and Lucky. All right. So they would do the buying, they do the text ability and all that thing, but then they're able to build a machine. The way that this works is they're going to take these 2 machine cards. They're going to look at this board here. They're going to scrap these from the game. So they're giving up 10 points, but they're making the time machine that's worth 13. So these get scrapped from the game. They'll go in this deck, find the time machine card. When you build the card, you get to do the effect on it. If you have a reactor pump in play, you win the game. So they could have actually won the game because they have this. If they would have played the 2 things and this, that would have come into the game. They would have instantly won the game. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect junk, get them in play at the same time to activate a win condition. And that's the same thing with the sisters. If I could get all 3 of the sisters in my hand at the same time to play them, I would instantly win. If I could get Pumpkin Ted, a Clockmaker, and a Fate Clock in my hand at the same time, I'd instantly win. But more often than not, we're going to play through this deck twice. Whoever has the most points is the winner. That's how you play Lucky's Misadventures. Let's go up the top. See what we think about it. All right, well, that was Lucky's Misadventures. So I'm not going to go into the art and components because you saw it on the table, but I do want to talk about this rule book. Look at this. This art, I love this rule book art. It is amazing. And I just want to talk about this rule book a little bit. It is a 19-page rule book, okay? And the rules and setup of the game don't even start until page 12. The first 12 pages of this game, of this rule book, is explaining cards, terms, what everything does, how machines operate. You can't get more clear than that. So once you read through all that, when you get to the gameplay, the rules make sense. You don't need a ton of rules because you've already been given all the information up to the top. I like that. So I love the art, needless to say. You saw it on the table. I'm not going to go into it. I wish there were more of these. There's only 2 of these for some reason. It's a 4-player game. So I don't know why there's only 2. I'd like to have more of these, but it's neither here nor there. Not a big deal. You can share them on one side of the table and just flip them over and that kind of thing. It's not a big deal. But this is fantastic. I love deck builders. I like different deck builders. So I don't really want to play Dominion or Ascension. Those are just bland to me. I either want a fun theme like ICP or I want different mechanisms. And that's what this one has. So normally when you play a deck builder, you draw all your cards, you play all your cards. In this one, you're drawing 5, you're playing 3 or 4, depending on other special abilities and that kind of thing. You're also having to pay attention to the fates because some of your cards will activate better if you have the right fates out at the top. Some of the fates are going to make you trash your hand, so you're thinking about all that. And then, aside from the normal buying, there's like a little challenge phase of the Tinker and the Wicked, where if you play more than everybody else, you get some free cards. So you can buy and get some free cards. So amazing. And I like the alternate win conditions. If you can do that, it's really hard. But if you can do one of those 3 things, get the 3 sisters, get Pumpkin Ted and, help him get you out, or build the time machine and get a reactor pump, you play those in front of you immediately, you win the game. That is fantastic. So you never know when the game's going to end. You could go through the Fate deck twice, just have the most points. So you're always trying to get points as well. But so much. It's great. It's a fantastic game. I love everything about this one. I have no complaints. I got this in a trade because our friend brought it over. I was like, man, this is good. So when I got to make a trade and someone had it, snatched it up. There's a playmat for it, which I'm trying to get because I think that would make it just look even cooler on the table. Not necessary. You saw me do it without it, but the playmat is amazing. And if I can get that, I'll do a quick video showing you what that looks like because it's really nice. So I'm going to give this a BGM accept the seal. I'm actually going to give this a 9 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4.5 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale that means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Lucky's Misadventures from Great Northern Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.